Hey, welcome to Keight Krafts. I'm Keight. Today I would like to share with you an interactive birthday card, just in time for someone's birthday. Let's get started. To kick things off, I have got some Hammermill 100-pound cardstock, the brick stencil, the paint splatter, and the outside in-stitched rectangle, and we're going to do a little bit of ink blending. Now, this kind of turned out to be a bit of a long video, so I sped a lot of it up so that way you didn't have to suffer through real time, because this took me a minute to put together, and you'll see why in a bit. So, to start, I've got a bit of this Hickory Smoke. Whether or not I needed it was, up for debate. And then I come back in with some black soot here, just to kind of darken some of the edges up a little bit. Now, I'm just tapping it in, not really paying too mind into getting my blend even, because this is going to be a brick wall. And what would we have a brick wall for but to throw some paint on it, because we are messy crafters. So I've got a bit of this Lumberjack Plaid here that I'm going in a couple of little splotches, and then I'm going to wipe some of that off so I don't get a whole lot of it blended on my other brushes. And then we're going to go in with some Villainous Potion, add in a little bit of purple because, Lumberjack Plaid is my favorite red. Villainous Potion is my favorite purple, and I really like the Uncharted Mariner with this. I don't know if it's my favorite blue color, but I really do like the purple and the Villainous Potion and the Lumberjack Plaid. I think those two are probably my most favorite. So, this isn't quite feminine, this isn't quite masculine, this is kind of in between. And here I've got my Fine Tech Pearlescent watercolors in an autumn gold. And this one is super pretty because even though it kind of looks like a reddish brown and a little muddy, when you hold it up to the light and tilt the card, it really has that pretty pinky color to it. So next up, I've got this piece of cardstock from a Recollections paper pad. Now, the problem with buying the Recollections paper pad is that Michaels tends to not carry them after they're gone, and they don't restock these ones the following year, so I don't know which one this one's called offhand. Maybe I'll try to remember to leave the link in the description box below, but I mean, you could use any color for this. We're just taking the Lacy Border die here and kind of lining up where I want it, because this is going to be my base to the card, like the floor, I guess you could say. And I'm just going to tape that up and think about it for a minute and then go ahead and die cut that off camera. So once I'm done that, I'm going to peel off the low-tack tape and kind of look at my handiwork here in a minute. Now, I have never used this die before. This is the Swish and Pop pull tab die. I've had it in my stash for some time now and was a little intimidating to use it. Intimidated, I should say. Intimidating. It is intimidating because I'm not sure what I'm doing. I had to watch the video a few times. Now, this arm right here just punches a couple of little holes there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are going to be to anchor our mechanism in. So this white piece I have here is going to be the pull tab itself. And the acetate is going to be the Swish and Pop feature to this die set. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I mean, it's kind of neat. I'm assuming I'm doing this right, and I'm trying to play with it, and I'm just not. I don't know. It took me a minute to understand, even though I saw it and I know I was doing it right. It didn't quite compute with me with how I wanted to do this. So here I'm just kind of getting an idea of which hole I need to put it in, and it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. So we're going to commit to this hole right here, and we're going to play with it a whole bunch of times. So once I guess I'm rather satisfied with this, we're going to put the base of the card. Well, not this, I keep calling it the base, but it's actually the floor of the card. And I'm going to play with it a little bit more. And then once I'm kind of got an idea, I'm going to grab some low-tack tape to hold that in place and lay that on top. And then we're going to take this little notch piece and we're going to line that up where the pull tab will be, tape that down, pull up that piece of Recollections paper, and we have the tab cut out of it. Now, I probably should have done it to the part that everything's kind of stuck to here, but I didn't think, because yeah, I've never made this this kind of card before, and I don't know, is it one of my favorites? The jury's out on that one. I'm not too sure. Maybe if I did a couple more of these and didn't try to rush through this because I needed to make a video, you know, maybe I'd appreciate it more. But as far as interactive cards go, I mean, it's okay. It just kind of messed with my head a little bit trying to put it together, I guess you could say. But the whole reason behind this card was that, I don't know if you know, but Jaime over at Inky and Scrappy is celebrating a birthday today, and I wanted to make her a card, and I wanted to make her a video, and I wanted to celebrate a pretty amazing friend. And I thought I would share this card that I made for her with you guys. So if you guys have got a second and can, you know, maybe wish Jaime a happy birthday over on her channel or leave a comment below. I'm sure she'll look at the comments and think, oh godly, what did Keight do now? You turd. So here I'm just kind of getting an idea of how far up I need to go with that foam tape, because I don't want it to impede on the area that I need for the little Swish and Pop pull tab mechanism to move. So here I'm just making sure, you know, measure twice, cut once, and getting an idea of where I want to do this. So I was kind of working backwards on this. I probably should have figured out what kind of critters I wanted to put on this, but it was kind of getting late and it was all sorts, and I just needed to get this card done. And is it one of my bests? Maybe, I don't know. I think the card turned out quite nice, but I lack a little confidence in it because it was my first time, and I was having a hard time grasping my thought process around it because, I've never done it before. But, the one thing that Jaime always inspires me to do is to think outside the box and do something you're afraid of doing. And that's what I'm doing here. Is I was afraid of the Swish and Pop pull tab, and Jaime is always one to encourage and enable both at the same time, sometimes one at a time. And I thought, you know what, maybe I would make my first pull tab card just for her. And as I'm recording this voiceover, I still have yet to pop it in the mail. And for me to mail anything to the United States from Canada, where I'm from, it usually takes about 2 weeks. So, I don't know. We'll see. This is going to go in the mail at some point. She probably won't get it on her birthday proper, but at least she gets a video. So here I've taken the offset sayings birthday stamp and stamped and colored everything out. I picked out some BV markers and some R markers to kind of match what I have going on in the background with the Lumberjack Plaid and the Villainous Potion. And that happy is from a shadow die. I can't think off the top of my head which one it is. It's an oddball for me. I don't think I have too many of that company, but I do really like that happy. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that's a Sizzix one. I don't know. I'll try to remember to link that in the description box below of what it is, but these guys are actually from a Hello Bluebird set, the bats and the cats. It's called, I believe, Tabitha, and you get a little cute little witch with a witch hat in it. But I just thought I'd use these cats and bats because I had them in with the stamp set. Sometimes I stamp out extra and cut them out and then just tuck them back in with the stamp set. And that way I've got extra in case I need something really quick. And I was kind of at a loss for words as to what to throw on this, and well, Jaime does sometimes post pictures of her barn cats, and she often sends me little clips of them being all cute and cuddly and adorable, And I thought I'd just add some cats because why not? And then, I had the bats there, and the bats were kind of cute, and, it just came together as is. I wasn't sure what critters I wanted, and I was getting frustrated at this point, and because this card was so out of my element, even though it is in my style, this Swish and Pop pull tab was really out of my element, and I really was on the struggle bus for it. And yeah, so Jaime gets a struggle bus card for her birthday. Thanks for pushing me outside of my comfort zone, girl. I couldn't be doing this without you. So here I've put a little bit of glue adhesive on the back of the Happy, give that a little pat down, throw a brick on it for a minute, and then I'll come back and put everybody else together here. So again, I gotta keep playing with that pull tab just to make sure that it works. I've given up all hope of it going underneath. If you pull it slow it will, but I know that wing is going to get caught on the edge there, so that's why I keep playing with it. I think that's what bothered me because I probably didn't put that on there right, and it is what it is. So we're going to add the little kitty here. Careful not to glue the top part so it doesn't get stuck to the acetate, again impeding the mechanism from moving. And we'll give that a little squish with my reverse tweezers. And you can see me fussing with it some more. And then we've got this happy birthday. So what we'll do is we will glue the cat on top of the books together, so that way it looks like the cat is just kind of rolling, laughing, having fun. Who knows, maybe that cat rolling on the books could be me being silly, and maybe that's Jaime the birthday girl in the back, just strutting her stuff because she's one in a million. So I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive to the back side to make sure that now that everything's glued together, we can glue everybody down and let that sit for a minute. I'll throw a brick on it, and through movie magic, we will come back to it. And then we'll adhere that last little bat. So I'll throw some liquid adhesive on that one, grab my reverse tweezers, and then plop that down and give it a tap. So I've cut out a card base of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I cut out a black panel, so that way all I have to do is glue that onto my card base, and my card will be complete. But first, we are going to get some of this black Wink of Stella, and we are going to color in the Happy to give it a little bit of shine. I gotta be careful I don't get black all over my card because, we gotta risk it all in the end, right? I could risk putting a big glob of this stuff all over my card, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. Next, we're gonna grab the clear Wink of Stella and just go over the border here. Now I'm putting a little too much, and it does end up curling the paper a little bit, so maybe you could skip this step or use a Jelly Roll pen instead of Wink of Stella. It gives a different finish. And then I'm just going to use my white gel pen, my Uniball pen, and just do some dots and dashes on the bottom just to give it a little bit of interest. I don't end up going around the critters with the white pen, but I do pull out this Jelly Roll glazed black pen to give the eyes a little dimension, and here you can see it in action. This card was quite the challenge for me to make, but we got there in the end. And here's a shot of my finished card. I hope you enjoyed today's fun and shenanigans, and as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.